So last time, we dealt with the concepts of wireless communication and the telephone, the public switch telephone network, PSTN. So the public switch telephone network utilizes circuit switching to make communications possible. But as you noticed, ang public switch telephone network is actually before, at least ang backbone niya, and before mostly that is a wired communication system. So how is it na it is an integral part of the wireless communication system that we have, the modern wireless communication system that we have now, particularly cellular communications? Because even if that is even if the public switch telephone network is made up originally of wired even if it is made up of a wired communication system, it is the basis for all the generations of cellular communications. So when I say all the generations, at least all the generations up until the fourth gen or 4G. So ang 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, ang original basis nila ana is katong yung gihapong the PSTN. That's why even if our topic is wireless communication, makaver gid permi ang telephony or ang circuit switch network. Okay. So today, our topic is on cellular comms or cellular radio. So this is a comparison of the circuit switch network versus the packet switch network. So dagan sa mga parallel na analogies na pinanuto ma-compare. For one, ang mga interface between the user and the network for the PSTN is of course the telephone set. So you just consider the basic telephone set, the analog one. So the telephone set, each of it is connected to its own PBX, or so ano sa meaning ng PBX? Wait. ko. Private branch exchange, sorry. Or business telephone system now. So private branch exchange, of which are connected to their own central office. So mga central office ni sila kaning within aning green nga cloud. Green nga cloud. So we could consider the PSTN or the public switch telephone network as a network of or an interconnection of central offices. So kaning mga central offices, these are located in each of the telephone service providers. Okay. So nanin sila sa mga telco. So ang ilang parallel sa mga telephones, kung atos lang i-compare to the packet switch network, is the computer. So in the same way nga ang interface sa customer to the network is ang telephone, for the packet switch network it's the PC. But nowadays, di lang PC, of course. We have laptops, we have netbooks, smartphones. Even, so by pinaka-weird karon nga device nga pwede makakonect sa internet. Toaster. Ngayon na. Kabantay mo ato. Tweeted from a toaster ba to? Nato yung mga memes sa Facebook. So, because of IoT, any kind of device right now could be connected to the internet. Pero ato lang sa i-leave ang IoT aside, kay that would make things complicated for now. Kwan lang sa PCs, laptops, and smartphones lang sa ang connected sa internet. So each of these PCs are connected to their own router, and the router is connected to the internet. So in the same way ang PSTN is an interconnection of central offices. The internet is an interconnection of routers. So yan lang, no? It's easy to think of it as that. And if sa PSTN, the signal that's traveling along the physical line is voice. As for the internet, of course, it's data. So daghang parallel, no? There's a parallelism between the PSTN and the internet, between the circuit switched PSTN and the packet switched internet. So you may be wondering, how does your mobile phone work? No, maybe all of us right now have a wide idea na of how our cell phones work when we're making a call. So how does your mobile phone work when making a call ni siya, dili ni siya, when using the internet? Okay. So this is a sort of brief and simplified illustration of how cell phones work when we are trying to call somebody. So even if si cellular user A is calling someone just beside him, kabalo naman gid siguro taan na it's not, ang communication is not from cell phone to cell phone, di ba? When we're making a call, it's not as if we are trying to exchange photos using AirDrop or Bluetooth, no? So dili nga na. When you're trying to make a call, even if imong katawag is just 1 meter from you, or 1 kilometer away from you, or half the globe away from you, it will travel, your call will travel to the adjacent na tower, and then it will go to the MTSO. No? So the MTSO, what means MTSO? Mobile Telephone Switching Office, is the mobile equivalent of the PSTN in central office, of the central office. No? So ang central office sa PSTN is MTSO sa Cellular Network. Okay? And the MTSO will direct your call to the one you're calling. No? So that's what's happening. Even kung mag-send text, di ba? So kani siya, first gen at ani siya nga klase nga kuan technology, call naman So even if we're just trying to send a text, it's not as if our data or our text is flying from our cell phone to the cell phone of your classmate. So, but mulibot pa na siya, no? Mulibot pa na siya from you to the MTSO, and from the MTSO to the one you're communicating with. So how does your mobile phone work? Kato medyo simplified to siya. Kani, this is more of a systematic na kuan. Now, suppose kaning mga each of these equipment, of course, ano sila mga important na names nga right now ato lang need is for us to be familiar. Okay? Dili gid ato ning necessarily memorize on, because if mabilong ta pohon sa telecom na industry, kaning mga acronym na dire or mga acrostic ato ning mga hinumduman yun, no? Names such as BTS, no? BSC, and kani nga BTS, dili ni katong BTS katong nailan karon ha. BTS, BSC. BTS is base station controller. BTS Telecom. Base transceiver station, or ang tower nga ito na ilahan. No? BSC, amo tong base station controller, BSC. No? This one, after the tower will forward it to the nearest BSC or base station controller. The base station controller is in control and supervise supervises a number of BTSs or towers. And i-forward na niya sa MSC. What is MSC? Mobile Station Controller. Okay, mong process ko na internet. MSC Mobile Switching Station. Mobile Switching Center. Yeah, Mobile Switching Center. Router ang iyang gibutang na kuan dire na logo because it acts as if it's like a router. So MSC. VLR, malagkuan ni siya, database ni siya for your phone number. Save ni siya sa HLR. VLR is Visitor Location Register, yeah. Sa kaning oblong nga or cylinder nga icon, kung sa IT pa, kuan man no? Muna siyang logo for database. And rightly so, because sa VLR nakastore ang atong mga SIM, no? SIM card number or phone number. Yeah. In general, the HLR contains information about all the subscriber within the network, while the VLR contains more dynamic information relevant to the subscribers roaming within the VLR area. So, ang HLR mo siya main yun na database, no? So, natanan numbers yun dire. VLR, temporarily nakalocate ang number sa kanakapod nga instance, no? Because we know, posible man nga mag-travel ta, no? From one place to another, especially kung matutag, ikan balay padulong sa school, ikan sa school balay. So when you're at school, different naman nga BTS ang handle sa ato when we're at school. And and there's also a possibility nga different na pod nga BSC, especially kung lagyo ang tower sa kung asa ka normally nabilong and kung asa ka naglakaw, no? So na-part dire class notice na PSTN dire, no? Di ba it's possible man that using your mobile phone, no, dial ta sa gamit mo sa iyong cellphone, especially kung amoy normal lang nga load, no? So tawag anak ka na magpa-load lang bitaw mo, then dili ninyo i-promo. Load naman, no? Normal nga load. So, kung sa karaan pa nga term sa kanang gikan sa card, no? Regular load. Ayan, regular load. Wala na i-load ba kay kaila sa term. Igot mo kung pa-load, manggod. So, regular load, yeah. So, kung natin regular load, pwede ta makatawag og landline, di ba? Pwede niyo tawagan ang telephone number sa maybe sa inyong friend gamit yung telephone number is possible. So, pwede na to matrack, no? Or masubay ang linya, no? So, if a mobile device wants to communicate with a telephone subscriber, for the mobile device that is connected to the cellular network be able to connect a call with a telephone set connected to the PSTN, maagi siya og kani, no? This is an important na device. At least it's good for us to be aware that this device exists, the GMSC. Now, what is this one? What do we mean by GMSC? GMSC. May sulabay sa XU. Gunnar Mark Shane Cabraban. Okay. Gateway Mobile Switching Center. So, ang purpose gid sa Gateway Mobile Switching Center is siya ang interface between the cellular network, no, which is made up of mobile phones. Yeah, because we're just talking of 1G and 2G here, no? Mobile data aside lang sa. If we want to connect a call with the PSTN, with anyone that is connected to the PSTN, no, the public switch telephone network, maagi siya gyud permi og GMSC, no. So GMSC. What is this EIR? Equipment Identity Register. EIR is a globally standardized hierarchical system for identifying these stolen and counterfeit devices on a mobile network. So kaning mga EIR. So si MSC gud ang may pinakadako nga trabaho, no? Si MSC makikommunicate with the local registry, no? For the mobile number. Siya makikommunicate pod sa GMSC kung gusto ta kung atong katawag is outside na sa cellular network, no? And for security purposes, siya po na makig-communicate with the EIR for identifying stolen and counterfeit devices. No? So dire, pwede to masubay, no, class, kung asa mo agi nga atong call, no? Whenever we try to connect a call with someone within the cellular network or outside the cellular network, which is the PSTN. Lapay-apil din internet, no? So maybe later na tayo another visual for that. So the NTSO here, that one, is the mobile equivalent of the PSTN, as PSTN Central Office. The MTSO contains the switching equipment or the mobile switching center for routing mobile phone calls. It also contains the equipment for controlling the cell sites that are connected to the MSC, which is called the base station, no? Base station controller, the BSC. Kaning equipment, this one, the equipment for controlling the cell site of BSC. Okay, the system in the MTSO or the heart of cellular system. One important thing that is handled by the BSC is the handoff. No? So as for us that are users of the cellular network, kaning handoff din na kayo nato ni ma-perceive, no? Hindi nato din siya mabantayan. So this is an important na phenomenon na gi-consider gyud ug maayo sa mga engineers before when they were designing the cellular network. So handoff happens, handoff and handover, para naman na sila, I think, happens when you transfer from one cellular tower to another while traveling, no? For us karon, kabantay mo siguro mo, no? Na siguro instance before nga nakatry mo og travel gikan or gasakay siguro mo jeep, no? Gikan school padlong Ketkay while gikan sa Xavier pa lang nakatawag na mo, pag abot niyo Ketkay napag-apon mo sa inyong phone, no? So there's no instance in between sa inyong call na naputol, no? Pero what's happening there in the background is multiple handovers na dahil naitabo, especially if you travel from one tower to another. And ang crucial, ang key situation here is kato, no, dili maputol ang phone call or kung i-extend na to sa phone call lang siguro kung din kay kung data di man na necessarily video maputol. So ang BSC or the base station controller is handling this function, no? Handoff or handover. Para ang atong call is continuous and dili maputol even if we're traveling from one place to another or from one cell site to another. Handover or handoff refers to the process of transferring an active call or data session from one cellular network to another. Or handover is a process in telecoms in which a connected cellular call or data is transferred. Palala, di ba? Handover, handoff, mag-differ lang siya sa lugar na kung asa gigamit. So for Europe, they use handover. In America, they use handoff. So we have two types of handoffs or handover. We call these as soft handoff and hard handoff. So soft handoff, it's make before break. So what's happening? before ang kuan lagi ani class, ang sorry, ang key difference is so soft handoff, there's an instance na very small instance na you're connected to two towers, no? You're connected to two towers at the same time. Okay, kabalo na perceive man, no, na perceive sa system that you're traveling. So they have an idea nga ma-transfer jud imong call to another tower. But because there is overlap, no, because there is overlap sa coverage sa one tower to another, there's an instance na connected ka sa two towers. So it's make before break, no? Before nag-break off ang imong connection sa previous tower, na make na ang connection sa next na tower, no? So that's called a soft handoff then. And wala man siguro ay perceivable thing na makuan na mabantayan ninyo while you're making the call. Unlike the hard handoff, I think mo nitong kuan nga handoff technique used with cellular network that requires the user's connection to be entirely broken with an existing base station before the switch to another base station. So, mali siyang perceivable because there's an instance nga you're not connected to any, no? You're not connected to any tower yet. So, maybe nalang gigamay siguro ng instance. So, I think nakabantay mo siguro taan eh. Especially nang travel ka, no? Na karat-karat or naputol. Yeah, mo na siya kanang walay signal, no? Na part nga walay signal, no? Mo na siya walay signal. So, 9 times na nakarat lang or wala na itingog pero wala na completely o naputol ang phone call. But pag transfer nimo sa next tower, continuous lang, no? So, it's probable that a hard handoff has happened. Unlike yun siguro kung wala gina-anticipate ka next nga tower, so diha nga mapuputol gid ang call, no? And wala gyud signal sa imong place. So what happens is there is break before make. Na break gyud ang connection sa previous na tower before ma-make og connection sa next na tower, no? So this is an important nga phenomenon for us to consider, especially when in this field, no, of telecom. So, siguro ni binuang dili ba? Tagan palagi ko. So, una pang muna nga kuan class, una pa niya nga slide. So, forgive na lang sa slide, kaninga slide lang ako kung na-erase nga part. So, what is a BTS? BTS is based on receiver station, a piece of equipment that facilitates wireless communication between user equipment or the mobile phone and the network. UEs are devices like mobile phones, headsets, computers, wireless networks. The network can be any of the following wireless communication technologies like GSM, CDMA, Wi-Fi, no, wireless LAN. BTS is also referred to Node B for 3G, okay, or simply BS or base station. For LTE standards, eNode B, no, evolved Node B is widely used. So ang function sa BTS is siya ang ka-communicate sa atong device or sa user equipment or sa mobile phone nato when we're trying to connect to the network, no, whether it is the cellular network or the internet or the PSTN. But ang iyalang ginahandle na services is 1G and 2G. If 3G na gani, ang tawag sa BTS class is Node B, no? So maybe, no, some of you might be basig na iban sa inyo maka-OJT sa smart. So I think isa ni sa mga concepts or terms na i-review sa inyo ang trainer dito sa telecom. Ipa-differentiate sa inyo ang kalahian sa BTS, Node B o eNode B. So parang na sila, except that ang BTS is for calls, ang Node B is for data na 3G, and eNode B is for 4G. So this is the components making up our base transceiver station. And kani, included naman dili ang mga more advanced na mga sensors. So kung natong ginatawag na tower, dili lang siya mao ang base transceiver station. Included diha ang system, no, kung asa connected technically ang atong tower, because gimount laman yun sa structure known as the tower ang antenna na nasa taas. So our antenna, which is up there, is connected to the equipment, no, na nasa silong, and that equipment makes up mostly what we call the BTS. Next. Okay, next, BSC, base station controller, provides classically the intelligence behind the BTS. No? Kay, in terms of software usage, ang BTS wala man siya some sort of computing capability or software. Passive lang siya device. In the same way, sa most of the devices that we have encountered previously sa atong comms, no? Wala man gid sila software involved or computer or microprocessor. So ang BSC is smarter than BTSs because BSC provides intelligence behind BTS. Typically, BSC has tens or even hundreds of BTSs under its control. No, marsyag router. Technically, dili pa man siya maong router, pero mala siya og router for BTSs in the same way nga ang BTS is routing or is handling mobile phones. BSC handles allocation of radio channel, receives measurements from mobile phones, controls handovers from one BTS to another. The key function of the BSC is to act as concentrator, where many different low capacity connections to BTS become reduced to smaller number of connections towards the mobile switching center. So siya ang delegate, no? Saya naka-delegate ng mga tasks. Para dili na kayo dako ang i-process sa MSC. Because MSC covers a much wider and larger area compared to BTS. BTS, dagahan power na connect sa iyaha. So ang MSC, dagahan BSC na connect sa iyaha. So para dili ma-overload ang job ni MSC, i-delegate niya sa mga base station controllers. No? So each of these are base station controllers. Naka-modularized na siya for today. So this makes it, no, much more easier nowadays to troubleshoot BSCs. Module naman. So here, the next slide, this is the structure of a GSM network. So what is GSM? Taman ba na ang GSM? Na by data involved sa GSM or tama na siya kuan? I think ang GSM is 2G ni siya, no? Text is a 2G, sakto. Is a standard developed by the ETSI to describe protocols for second generation. No? So when we say 1G, no, first generation cellular network, calls lang gina siya, no? So sabay technology involved sa 1G, CDMA man siguro. First gen cellular com. One G. Sa iyang akong ginahinomdom unsa ang iyang main nga technology. Basta ang 1G call lang gid na siya. Amps. Yeah, I think amps. Ako madumduman kay AMPS, no, kang Tumasik kasi Tumasik tama na siya 2G, no? Tama na siya define sa 2G. So dili kay siya updated when it comes to cellular and wireless comms na. As so far as I could remember, ang first gen is calls lang and yung main nga technology is AMPS, no? AMPS or Advanced Mobile Phone System. Ang 2G, muna ng text, no? Kaila pa ba mo og mga cellphone nga taman lang 2G, nga dili maka 3G? Kasapon pa bumuan ang mga cellphone? Mga 3310, 51, o mga Nokia. Sapon pa mo? No? Until ka ba napamandaw gihapon? Napamangyapon sa mga far-flung areas, 2G. Taman lang text, bitaw, wala gyud data. Up until kuan class, no? 2011, yeah, akong cellphone kay, at that time daw akong cellphone, pero gagamit niya akong cellphone tong 2011 nga dili pa maka-data, no? So na ito, no? 2011 na ito. Actually 2012 gid ito, 2012, no? Just 10 years ago. Gagamit pa gyapon kog cellphone nga 2G lang taman, no? So call and text lang. So when we say GSM network, okay, GSM 2G lang gina siya. Muna siyang technology nga define sa 2G GSM. Just try to remember that one. So naka-layout dire. Pwede na to subayon, di ba? Just like kanina bitaw. Pwede ta mo subay kung gusto ta mag-send o mag-call. Gusto ta mag-call o telephone, no? From cellphone, mobile equipment, magig tower, BTS, then BSC, and then MSC, diba? This box right here, this is the MSC, and i-connect ni MSC to GMSC. O, nibay ka po si GMSC. Remember kanina, no? So this is just a review of what I said earlier. Then si GMSC ang mag-connect sa call padlong sa PSTN. And for sure, ang telephone nag-connect din sa PSTN. So what if we send a text lang? So tower to tower lang na siya. Ang pinaka farthest nga maabot sa atong text, no, is tama naman ni MSC, no? Kung within the same tower lang na siya, magiging po siya BSC, pwede forward niya balik, no? If layo na, so cellphone to BTS to BSC to MSC, back to the next BSC, wherever that BSC is, and then sa tower, and then to the cellphone yung imong ka-text, no? So maning maagian kung mag-text ta or mag-text baka mo sa inyong hangkuan. Even karon, no? Yeah, wala man ni nawala, no? Kaning mga equipment technically wala man daw ni sagid nawala. Napa man ni sila because gagamit pang manggid mostly of text, pero lately as I've noticed, even ako, wala naman giday kayo ko kuan giday, no? Wala naman giday ko ka text. How about kamo guys? Gagamit pa ba mo og text karon or ga-load lang mo then inyong i-load og promo and then data na lang gid mo tanan. Kung mag-contact mo sa iyong classmate, i-messenger lang ninyo or what? Ga-text pagyapon, no?
Mahal man ang load, sir.
Mahal ang load, no? Dili sulit, no? Kinsa bay kani pa nato ato ko naon wala naman pud siguro promo karon nga text lang, no, or only call only text lang, tanan mo siguro only call only text, so naman siguro only data naman siguro data nga pagkapid, di ba? Serious yung parents. Si Jenny lagi din nagkuan ako din mention earlier. Yeah, sakto kung mag-contact ko gusto even sa akong parents, moagi gyapon ko og sakto text og call gid gyapon. So whenever we try to text someone, even if we are using our smartphones, no, 4G capable smartphones, ang atong text is moagi gyapon ani nga mga equipment. Ani gyapon nga equipment. Kung mag-data na ta, no, 3G, that's a different type of technology na dili na GSM. Ano ba technology sa 3G? 3GP? 3G. Wait, ako sa nung naman ha. CDMA, CDMA. Napoy edge, no? Napunta yung ginatawag na edge, right? Kabantay mo kung inyong cellphone gawas ng nga E, medyo hinay na, no? Gagamit siya og 3G nga network. And wala kayo gi-improve sa mga telcos karon ang ilang 3G nga network because medyo outdated naman ang 3G kung i-compare sa 4G. So here, these are the mas comprehensive ni gamay kaninga visual. Kaninga slide diri mo agi ang mga kaninga mga machines ang agian sa atong calls or text or data, no? Whenever we try to communicate with one thing or another sa network. So we have different kinds of networks here. Ang main nga network dire, this one, no? Sa main nga part sa kaning akong ginakuan sa akong mouse karon, this is the cellular network. So this is the cellular wireless mobile network. This is the first network in question, made up of different standards and technologies. Pwede 1G, pwede 2G, pwede 3G, pwede 4G. We have the PSTN here, no? The telephone network. We have the internet, the packet switch network here. So the same earlier, if we want to connect a call to a telephone, no? So it's from cell phone to BTS to BSC to MSC to GMSC supposed to be, nawala na ng GMSC dire. So dapat na pa yung GMSC dire before sa dili man si MSC diretso ang makig-communicate kang telephone network, di ba? PSTN apa ni GMSC dire, kulang siguro ni nga visual aid. So that is if we want to connect a voice call to a telephone. Kung voice call to another telephone, kung mobile phone na voice call to another mobile phone, of course, magigapon ng MSC, no? BTS, BSC, MSC, back to BSC, back to BTS, then to the cell phone. Now, what if we're trying to use the 3G network, no? So we'll move here. So our cell phone, let's say these are the same cell phone, no? Dili kay differentiate man gyud ang 2G nga cellphone ug 3G nga cellphone. But what if we have a 3G nga cellphone? Unsa ni siya nga kuan? iPhone 3 siguro, no? iPhone 3. Yeah, iPhone 3. Mo to kadamo sa itsura ng iPhone 3. So or kuan katong mga pinakauna nga Nokia nga smartphone, Nokia N70. Mo to nabubuan nga cellphone. Nokia N70. I think maka 3G ra ang Nokia N70. No? Or lagi iPhone 3. No? Or siguro pinakaunang iPhone 1 na lang. What if we want to send a text, no? From our 3G cell phone to another cell phone. Text naman. So sa BTS na siya mag-communicate. Pero, what if we want to send di man good kay kung send mo kag nabay 3G nga kuan service na purely 3G nga dili mo gamit og internet, wala man siguro. When we say 3G, ang imo siguro ang main ana nga use kay pulos kay mag-connect mag-siguro kag internet. Yeah, so ano na lang, no? What if you want to use your 3G mobile phone to search for something at Google, no? So 3G man, okay? Dala, mo na yung mga technology sa 3G. UMTS, WCDMA o HSPA, no? Plus H. Kanang edge di ay kay 2G din na di ay. Di mo siguro, I don't know accurate ba nga slide, di mo siguro purely 2G ang edge. Ano siya sa tunga 2.5 Dili ni fairly accurate nga. May nguntang ang edge is 2G. Somewhere in between. Anyway. So, ang mga technology nga define sa 3G is sila, ano sila, no? UMTS, WCDMA, HSPA. What if we want to connect to the internet using our 3G phones and we want to search for something in Google, no? So kinsa ba gyud ang ka-communicate ni cellphone nato, no? Kinsa ka-communicate ni 3G cellphone nato kung mag-search ta og something sa Google? Dili ba one of Google's servers, no? I think that's established na before sa atong Datacom. So let's say this one, this will represent one of the servers ni Google. This server is connected to the internet. So dili na lang ta mo connect. Ato subayon kung paano mo connect si 3G sa internet. So si 3G, because nag-type siya og Google sa iyang browser, dili siya mo connect sa BTS, mo connect siya sa Node B. Okay? Node B siya mo connect kay 3G man. And then ang leader ni Node B is called an RNC or Radio Network Controller, not anymore the BSC. Again, ang kalahian lang nila BTS is a tower, BSC is its head for 2G. Node B is the tower, RNC is its head for 3G. So, si cellphone mo connect kang Node B, mo connect kang RNC, and mo connect siya sa kanina klase nga server called the SGSN or Serving Gateway Support Node, which will connect the device to the internet. Okay? So, muna yung subayon. Muna yung subayon ni cellphone kung gusto siya mo connect sa internet. No? What if tong karaan nga Facebook, tong 3G nga Facebook, alam mo ato class, 3G nga Facebook, mag-send mo og messenger, kailangan lang pa-refresh para ma-update. Nakasulay mo, ana. Di ba ito para sa Facebook ron or messenger nga, makita gini mo nga typing pa siya. Sahay, ma-double pa gid og send, di ba? Sakto, kasulay gid si Jenny. No, dili pa automatic, sakto. So, that kind of platform or that kind of format was designed because sa una, ga-anticipate pa sila ang 3G is medyo slower gid, no? Na-slide ako kaya ka-chart sa smart sa una. Maayo. So, what if you want to send a message to your friend sa Facebook using the 3G network, no? Using m.facebook.com. Mamusyo na, no? Katong karaan nga kuan sa Facebook. Tayo lang ako karon ha sa own na cellphone. m.facebook.com. Katong iyang format kay grabe bitaw kakaraan. Basta kay mag-send ka og message sa Messenger kay kailangan pa nimo i-refresh para makabalo ka kung nag-reply na ba siya. So, if you want to send a message to your friend through Facebook using 3G network, the same as before, dili man na nga cellphone to cellphone ang communication, di ba? Moagi man ginaog server sa Facebook. So, kani gyapon, no? Kani gyapon nga path ang i-take. Node B or cellphone to Node B to RNC to SGSN to internet to server, back to internet, back to SGSN, back to RNC, back to Node B, and then ultimately to the cell phone of your friend. So, yan may tabo. Kung 4G, the same naman gyapon ng idea. Lahi lang ang name sa equipment, no? So, muna nakakuan ka ron, nakapasimplify sa things. Because the same lang ang idea. Lahi lang ang name sa equipment. So, si 4G is mo connect siya sa eNode B, and mo connect siya sa Serving Gateway, and then mo connect siya sa PDN, Packet Data Network Gateway, and then dahil siya mo connect sa internet. So, mo ni ang kakitabo karon, no? Right now, as we're trying to do this one, Dili man di ay exactly because wala man ko nagamit sa akong cellphone. Nagamit man ko sa Wi-Fi nga router. So, what if nag-zoom ta karon through mobile data? Siguro sa mobile, no? Sa mobile kay mobile data man siguro mo. So, mo nga connection nagitabo. Cellphone, e-node B, serving gateway, packet data network, internet, server, ni Zoom, server ni Facebook, and then internet, and then balik sa PDN, then balik sa serving gateway, balik sa e-node B, then balik sa imong cellphone. Okay? So, yan na siya. So, what if ikaw gagamit kag 4G na cellphone, then nga send kag messenger, pero imong friend is naka 3G na cellphone gamit ang 3G network. So, the same gapon, no? E-node B, serving gateway, PDN, internet, server, internet, SGSN, RNC, node B, then imong 3G nga cellphone sa imong friend. Kani. Usa to nga website. Natoy browser-based nga website nga i-input nimo imong phone number, then kung wala bitaw kay load, mo nakatry mo ani nga service sa internet, pwede ka makasend og free nga text sa browser, then mo text na siya sa imong friend nga cellphone labi na wala kay load. Kasulay mo ana. Si pangalan na ha. Katay ko sa una taon doon ako katay ana. Di siguro pero I don't know, wala kay ko nag-worry ana sa una mao kay basta kay wala ko'y load ato din. Ikapila na sa una kay limited na mga 2 texts ba to or 5 free text online. Type na ako sa Facebook. Daw a free SMS. Mo day no freesms.com. Share na ko ha. Diba? Free SMS. Type na kong number dire. Nostalgic. Nakagide ka ni Carl before. 0935-624-2402. Hi. Ako ba yung cellphone number? So, huwag na ko kakatayan, di ba? So, 2G ni siya, ha? 2G ni siya nga kuan technology. Sa mali, sabot. Dahil daw. TV29U32. Send. Oh. Sa mali. Five 2M SE7. So, may safe na ko ito. You must agree. Ay, okay. Balik na po sa uno. 3, 9, 3, 5, 6, 2, 4, 2, 4, 0, 2. T7, 6H, 6HS, 2H. So, naman po. Too short. Okay. E9. Kapuya ba ni? What if gusto ka mag-text sa imong palalabs yan? Suko na siya kay reply. Okay. Message as Vincent. Dato na to be. Kung text ba siya? Tala, nag-text. So, ang number sa akong browser, sa server, no, sa server, sa free SMS, kay 0992-286-6109. What sa siya? Exacto, gid na. So, what happened? No? Ay, exit mo ng tanan. So, what happened during that ordeal? I used my my computer, no, nga already connected to the internet through Wi-Fi, which is not necessarily observable sa kaning visual. So akong internet, ang akong laptop is connected sa internet already, which is communicating a specific kind of server ni a free SMS. And after ko nag-click atong send, successful na siya, asa mo agi. So, internet, 2G man, no? So, internet to SGSN to BSC, no? To BSC. And then to BTS, then to 2G. So, mo to ang niagian, no? If I use my tablet na naka-connect sa mobile data sa 4G, so, from 4G to eNode B, to serving gateway, to PDN, to internet, to server, back to internet, back to SGSN, back to BSC, BTS, then cellphone. No? 2G man tong text. So nag-transcend ta og multiple na mga technologies while performing that exercise, no? Using the internet to send a 2G nga text message, no? So in terms of kanang technological process, medyo amazing yun to, because again, it involved multiple technologies. Pero as for us, no, as for someone nga siguro as for anybody nga dili kayo initiated sa kaning atong na-learn karon, no, somehow ma-take for granted lang ito, no, dili kayo siya ma-amaze, while in fact mas kuan pa siya, no, mas ma-preoccupy pa siya sa idea nga kinanglan na siya mag-send og text ASAP. Pero as for us nga ga-learn ta aning cellular network, no, amazing siya because daghan kaayo nga technologies ang nag-conspire para lang ma-make possible tong very simple exercise nga atong gibuhat, no? From Wi-Fi to 2G. Okay? Amazing. Say it with me. Amazing. Okay, and this ends our discussion on cellular networks. Amen.